And so, the pieces were set. 2 watches, identical in their damage, identical in their message. 2 lives hanging by the threads of time. But there was more to these clocks than gears and metal. "Watson," I began, my voice sharp with purpose. "The name Colton is no coincidence. It holds the key to unraveling this puzzle." The man, Frederick Colton, shifted uneasily in his seat. "There's something you're not telling us," I said, narrowing my eyes. "What is it?" Colton's face paled further, his hands trembling as he clutched his hat. I didn't want to speak of it," he stammered. "But my family, we were once part of a society." "A secret society," I interjected, my voice cold and precise. "One tied to time itself. The Society of the Eternal Spiral." Colton nodded reluctantly. "The Society of the Eternal Spiral," he admitted. "They believed time was not a linear path, but a spiral, an infinite loop that could be controlled, bent, or even reversed. My grandfather was obsessed with this idea." Watson glanced at me, his brow furrowed. "Holmes, this sounds like madness." "Madness, Watson," I replied, "is often the mask of genius. Tell me, Mr. Colton, does this symbol—" I pointed to the faint spiral on the second watch. "Hold any meaning within the society?" Colton hesitated before nodding. "It's the mark of a warden," he said, his voice trembling. "Someone tasked with guarding the society's secrets. But they've been gone for decades. My grandfather claimed they vanished after his rival, Athelstan Vale, betrayed them." Watson's expression darkened. "And you think this warden is behind these watches?" "No," I said, my mind racing. "I think these watches are a message, a warning, but from whom and why we have yet to discover." A race against time. The mantelpiece clock struck 11:45, 15 minutes until midnight. I turned to Watson. "Prepare yourself, Watson. Time is no longer a luxury we can afford." I began dismantling the second watch with swift precision, my fingers moving as if guided by instinct. Beneath the gears, I found what I had expected, a hidden compartment. Within it, a small piece of paper bore an address. Dot. 73 Spiral Street. I handed the paper to Watson. "We must go there immediately. The answer lies within." Spiral Street. The final countdown. Spiral Street was shrouded in darkness, the gas lamps flickering as if trembling in fear. The address led us to an abandoned clock shop, its sign hanging crookedly above the door. Inside, the air was heavy with dust and the faint scent of oil. Clocks of every size and design lined the walls, their hands frozen at various times. At the center of the room stood a massive grandfather clock, its pendulum swinging with ominous precision. "It's here," I murmured, stepping closer. "The heart of the puzzle." Watson moved to my side, his eyes fixed on the pendulum. "Holmes, do you hear that?" he whispered. A faint ticking, growing louder with each passing second. The final revelation. 11:58. The ticking grew deafening, a relentless drumbeat echoing through the room. I examined the grandfather clock, my hands moving over its intricate carvings. Then I found it, a hidden panel at its base. Within, a third pocket watch lay ticking softly, its hands set to midnight. "This is it," I said, my voice steady. "The culmination of the society's work." Watson gasped. "Holmes, look!" A faint glow emanated from the watch, its spiral symbol pulsing like a heartbeat. The resolution. 11:59. I aligned the hands of all 3 watches, setting them to the exact same time, 12 o'clock. The grandfather clock's chimes began. 1, 2, 3. Each chime reverberated through the room, and then on the 12th, silence. The glow faded, the ticking ceased, and the room was still. The mystery solved. "It's over," I said, turning to Colton. The watches were not cursed, but they were dangerous. A test left behind by Athelstan Vale to prove the mastery of time. Watson exhaled slowly. "Holmes, this has been the strangest case we've ever encountered." I smiled faintly. Strange, perhaps, but every clock must eventually stop, and so must this mystery. Now, dear viewers, the case is closed. But what of time itself? Does it control us, or can we master it? Share your thoughts and your theories in the comments below. And until our next case, remember, the clock is always ticking.